Getting a first look at King Charles since the announcement of his cancer diagnosis. This is earlier today with Queen Camilla. The palace says that the cancer is a separate issue from the prostate procedure that he had done last week. And the British Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, saying that doctors caught it early and wishing for a full, complete recovery for the king. We also saw Prince Harry arriving in the UK today to visit his father after speaking with him by phone. There he is in the middle of that picture in the back of a car as he was brought into Clarence House. With that, let's bring in Gareth Russell, historian and author of The Palace, From the Tudors to the Windsors, 500 Years of British History at Hampton Court. Gareth, good to have you back. Thank you very much for joining us today. We're told that the king spent about 45 minutes with his son Harry at Clarence House before taking off in a helicopter for Sandringham. What do you think of that? What do you make of this visit?
That's a great question. I think a lot of people were surprised at how quickly Prince Harry flew from LA to London. Some people were saying, does this indicate the cancer is actually more aggressive in his father? But one thing I would say to that is that the palace have confirmed that the king actually personally told all of his family that he was unwell before the public announcement was made. So Prince Harry hopping on that plane mightn't indicate panic, but it's certainly a big step. I mean, it's probably the worst kept secret in Britain and America that relations within the royal family have not been friendly since Prince Harry's interviews and memoir Spare. So this is really the first sustained contact that the King and Prince Harry have had. And sometimes it takes something like an illness to put petty squabbles in the rearview mirror.
Yeah. Any indication of how long he will stay? There were questions about where he would stay. Perhaps he's going to stay at Clarence House. He does not have his own home anymore within the royal string of palaces.
Yeah, we think probably Clarence House. So for viewers, Clarence House is within walking distance of Buckingham Palace. It's a lot smaller. It's actually where Charles III's grandmother, the Queen Mother, spent her years as a widow, and he inherited it and has chosen to live there rather than live in the grandeur and often very cold Buckingham Palace. If Prince Harry stays there, Martha, it means he has access to full-time royal security, which is, as we know, a big concern of his. So we think it'll be at Clarence House, but what we are hearing is that there are no plans for Harry to meet his brother, Prince William. That's what's come out in the British press today, that so far the brothers have not timetabled a meeting. So that's interesting. I think a lot of people were expecting them to meet. Others said that after Spare, the Netflix series and the Oprah interview, that relations between the brothers are still very cold.
Yeah, and of course, Catherine, William's wife, the Princess of Wales, is still recuperating from her own surgery and her own hospital stay. And we really have learned next to nothing about her condition at this point, except that they said it went well and she went home. What can we learn from the announcements that have been made about King Charles' calendar in terms of what might happen next?
Yeah, so I think it's been made very clear that the king will not step back from his constitutional duties, which are to advise, warn and consult with the elected government. The Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, made it really clear that he's still in regular contact and will have his constitutional weekly meetings with the king. However, on his doctor's advice, he will not be undertaking foreign travel, sort of day-to-day greetings or any crowd work, for want of a better word. And we are understanding that Queen Camilla and Prince William will be the ones picking up the slack there. And their diaries will be arranged so that they can do their own engagements, but also the king's. Prince William's going to step in to do an investiture ceremony at Windsor Castle and a big fundraiser for the air ambulance in London, which, of course, he served with shortly before and after his marriage. It does also mean, Martha, though, that he'll be spending less time with Catherine. He had wanted really to be with her and the children for as much time as possible. He has had a decent amount of time with them as Catherine recovers from her surgery, but unfortunately, duty takes precedence in this, and he is heir to the throne.
Well, we all know sometimes life gets in the way of all your plans, right? And it seems like that's what's happening for this family right now, as a lot of families can relate to that. Gareth Russell, thank you very much. Great to see you. Thanks for being here today.